What's up, Zoomers? Today we are going to be debuting Phase 2 of Zoomer Union with a banger. You can think of this one as our pilot episode, just to get a little taste of the format of how we're going to be doing this. I am joined with a very special guest today who needs no introduction. I will be introducing him later. And just a special PSA, you can be one of the first 999,999 people to say that you were subscribed to Zoomer Union before we hit 1 million subscribers. Get on it. It's an exclusive club. You want to be in it. Let's roll the new intro.
Did those ideas ever really come to life?
And a hearty hello to the folks back at home, the folks waiting at the bus station, the folks sitting on the toilet, the folks sitting in class not paying attention to the professor. I am joined by one of my favorites. I'm not supposed to pick favorites, but I do. He needs no introduction. He is the one, the only, the Caleb Johnson. Now, Caleb and I are friends. You know, we go back about a year. We know each other from this place called ACF. Explain to the uninitiated what ACF is.
Yes, for the uninitiated, ACF stands for Auburn Christian Fellowship. It is a place for just that. You make a lot of great friends here. I met Daniel. I remember he was always an interesting young man. But yeah, really love hanging out here, spending some time together. The works.
So basically, it's a cult.
I forgot to mention that part.
It's a cult.
Yeah.
And we do have ritual sacrifices, and we love it.
Yes.
We do. And between us, we've got a bowl full of tackies. You want to explain that?
Yeah, so the deal with the tackies is no inspiration eating hot snacks during a conversation to any.
No, this is groundbreaking stuff.
And I believe our wonderful camera lady, Young Spills, will interject whenever she feels that we need to eat a tacky. A talkie.
We bring Young Spills along for the gangster street cred.
Yes.
She's got quite a rap sheet. So we're just going to hop right into this. Caleb here is a virtuoso, some might say. And this is going to be all about hosting virtuosos. So he's got a little interest that he has been pursuing for the better part of like 16 months now, if I'm getting the timeline right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So Caleb has got a podcast. It's called It's Past My Bedtime. And you want to give a quick rundown on that one?
A little quick plug. Yeah, so the deal with It's Past My Bedtime is I've attempted to find my artwork medium. I found that, especially over quarantine, all my friends came up with their different things they enjoyed. One of them is really good with working on computers. Another one's doing woodworking, all that. And I'm like, man, what is Caleb good at? What can I do? And I thought, well, maybe I can have a garden and grow beans. And I thought, well,
not in this economy.
Not in this economy. But I did decide that, one thing I like to do is I like to talk, and I like to talk to people. And any excuse to sit down and talk to anyone, that's a good thing for me. And so I started my podcast called It's Past My Bedtime. It is called such because of an inside joke I have cultivated with many of my friends. And it's just something I like to say. So someone will say the time, and it's like, oh, it's 8:28. I'm like, oh, past my bedtime.
Curfew hits.
Yep,
It's hard.
Exactly. And people are like, how can it be past your bedtime, Caleb? And I'm like, you don't get it. And that's okay. But yes, it aspires to attain the late night vibes of conversation.
Here's the all-important question. They always have to ask this at every interview. What inspires you?
Yes, what inspires me? Well, it frankly is just that. I wanted to put my creativity into something. And I find that a lot of people hate listening to their own voice. I kind of don't. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
Call me a
narcissist.
Call me a little narcissistic, arrogant young man. I watched a video recently. I'm sorry, I'm doing a podcast thing right now. I watched a video recently. It was talking about how babies are the biggest narcissists, and I'm pretty sure
they sure are. All they do is cry because they want attention.
Bro. And I think it was probably by PragerU. And I think I saw
those guys are the purveyors of the ultimate truth.
Yes. And someone in the comments was saying something about like, I know PragerU is like against the young generation, but this is kind of a little too far. Like getting mad at babies.
Those darn babies and their communist agenda.
Yeah, but
anyway.
Going back to it, yeah, I think my main inspiration was just me wanting to put myself into something that's not, video games or board games. It's something I can come back to and be like, oh, that was good.
Mm-hmm. Is it talkie time?
You can say if it's talkie time now.
Say it audibly.
Say it.
Say it.
Talkie.
Let's go! Yeah, actually, you get this one too. All the dust.
The dusty?
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was talkie time, but you did talk about your podcast for a while, so you should take 2.
You're right. Who's this interview for, man? Why don't you, So have you explained why you're doing this to the people?
So, I did an announcement video about this. But here's a quick recap.
There was an idea
to put a spotlight on young creators, because we're that Zoomer Union, we're about them Zoomers, we're zooming around. That is our demographic, age-wise, plus or minus a few years. The idea is, our generation, we are raised on the internet, and we've got a lot of different interests and different creative pursuits. And the idea is, I'm going to dedicate each episode to a different person who's got his or her own unique creative pursuit. And I wanted to model what that looked like here. Maybe there would be some slight deviations in format. But, casual conversation, a little bit of a spotlight, a little bit of a platform. Now, he's already got a platform, so he's double dipping over here. But, some people don't have any platform whatsoever, or they've got a very small one. Now, again, we are an elite club here at the Zoomer Union YouTube channel, so we only have the best subscribers, and we want people to be exposed to the best subscribers. So, I think it's a mutual win-win for everyone involved, personally. But yeah, here's a bit of a personal question. Knowing what you know now, if you go back in time, and stop yourself from causing the 2006 Sago mine disaster, in which 13 miners were trapped underground for more than 48 hours and all but one perished, what would you do?
I'd probably tell them to not go mining that day. Thank you later.
Stay home.
Yeah, I think that would do it.
Like, the weather today is atrocious.
Yeah, and then especially in them mines, man. Yeah, well, dang it, Daniel. What would you do?
Well, I didn't cause it.
Okay. In fairness, yes.
Not that I wish to imply anything here.
Yeah, not really.
No one has been found criminally liable in court, so nothing was proven. But.
Yeah. Excellent question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can we ask?
Talkie.
Talkie time.
Oh, while we're eating the Takis, Renee, what would you do? Young Spills, what would you do?
Repeat it.
What would you do? Hold on, let me get a bowl. Let me get a nice mouthful of this. Delicious Taki. Look at all of that.
Good look, man.
Look at all that monosodium glutamate. Look at all that red dye 40. Oh man.
Well, he's taking the 2-biter, I see.
You don't want to get it all at once.
I'm glad I got Daniel on video eating something. I'll tell you, that's my favorite thing about Daniel, especially him eating something flat. I don't know what it is. I'm derailing. I'm sorry. This is not my place.
So anyway, my question was about the Sago mining disaster, which took place in January 2006, in which 13 miners, 13 miners were trapped underground for more than 2 days, and all but one tragically lost their life. So, what would you do about that?
I'm too distracted.
Well,
Can we tell him to drop?
I'm not putting her in charge
You-
of mining operations in the future.
No, he's not going to do anything.
I would put a closed sign on the mine.
Ooh.
That'd get him.
That would get him.
That'd get me.
It would stop everyone except for the illiterates.
the illiterates.
Well, they'd just be walking like blindly into danger. They wouldn't know. But anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about you. I tell you what. Do you have any particularly memorable experiences from this pursuit podcast? Anything you were like, wow, I'm glad I caught this. You know.
I don't know. I mean, I think if you do any of the great Zoomer Union subscribers, if y'all ever do listen to the cast at any point in time.
Tell them where to find it.
Oh, you can find it on multiple different platforms. It's IT''S past my bedtime. I'm sure Daniel's gonna drop it in the description, the spelling and all that.
I forgot to do it.
Anyway, so you can get it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. There's like all kinds of them. But yeah, wherever you get your podcasts, just search it up. Podcast by Caleb. Simple as that. But anyway, something very memorable. I remember it wasn't the very first one or the one after that, but then the next one where like I really hit the stride and I'm like, yeah, this is good. This is it. It's that feeling you get, especially when you finish, where you're like, oh, that was good. Like I feel like I've grown as a person. I've grown in our relationship. We're good, and I laughed and had a good time, and it's bound in audio. And so that was probably like the first like wow moment for me. And yeah, just everything. And I think sometimes you'll unlock memories you forgot you had with some people.
That's true.
And there's nothing like it.
That latent memory kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, that'll get you. Well, I don't. What else could I ask you about? Well, you know.
Taki.
Taki time.
Thanks, Renee.
You go first. I don't want to intrude. Takis. You know what? I'll ask you this. Even though this stuff acidifies your arteries and dyes your intestines, do you have a particular favorite Taki flavor?
Do you know Nick Avocado?
Nick Avocado.
Yeah, that guy. You know him?
I do.
He made that blue Taki something.
Yeah,
Probably pretty good.
oh my gosh. I've had those.
Really?
I've got like flashbacks just
Of the
thinking
blue
about
Takis.
it.
What did it
It
taste like?
triggered me.
What did it taste like?
Oh, they just taste like artificial chemicals. I mean, like.
Did it turn your poop green?
Oh, yeah. For
Yeah.
days.
So no, them intestines were trying to pass him, man.
They were.
Shrink it down.
They had a hard time. I tell you what, those little guys, I don't want to ever do that to them again. Next time we'll be having blue Takis.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes.
Well, not with me.
Not with you, with whatever poor unfortunate soul. Maybe you'll get a pass, someone. You know, talking to whoever is watching this and thinking,
You.
yes.
You.
You, loyal subscriber and or participant. Or maybe we won't do Takis at all. Maybe we'll switch it up every time. I don't know. But
Well,
actually, what?
Daniel said I can interject, so I'm doing that. I will say, Daniel, being interviewed, being on the other side of the foot really does feel awkward. Like I feel very
On the spot.
self-centered. No, not even on the spot. I just feel like, oh, it's about me. But I'm like, well, I want to ask Daniel the same question, but you probably have already said a lot of what I would ask anyway before. Like if I'm like, what inspired you? Memorable moments of doing Zoomer Union.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if this is the platform to do that, I mean,
Yeah. You know what? If someone's got like a visual medium, we'll have like pictures show up on the screen,
Mhm.
you know, while we're talking. That'd be cool. That sort of a thing. If people got video clips they want to share. Speaking of which, so I think we can call this start to call this little interview to a wrap here because I don't want it to go on too long.
yeah, that's fair.
Speaking of which, after this, there will be a skit, which we haven't filmed yet, but I wrote a script for. And that will be, as soon as this interview segment finishes, you only have to click off. It'll be part of this video.
Oh.
Yeah. And then that's something we'll also try to standardize. Have a little skit, a little comedy thing, you know, scripted thing right at the end featuring the participant.
Oh, okay.
You know, so.
All right, and I guess for my little closing remarks, I recently recorded a podcast with Daniel that you can find on It's Past My Bedtime. It's not uploaded yet. I believe by the time of this video.
By the time you're seeing this, it will be uploaded.
Yes, the magic of technology.
Whoa, time travel.
You will be able to listen to it. Daniel had a really bunch of woke thoughts. I'm not going to give any of it away. You're going to have to listen.
What else can I say? Enjoy the skit. Imagine, if you will, another time, another place. This is America in the first decade of the 20th century, a bubbling cauldron of social and political tumult. At the same time, a wild frontier for innovations in technology and communications that will change the face of the planet as we know it. Take the case of these four gentlemen here, who have gathered at their local silent film theater to enjoy a production entitled Suffragette Cringe Compilation Number 12. What happens to them in this quiet little theater in this sleepy part of Americana will change their lives forever as they enter the Zoomer Zone.
Now I tell you what, this cinema stuff is truly incredible. I mean, moving pictures? Who among our forefathers could have predicted such amazing innovation?
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna stick around. I mean, what kind of man would want to stare at these screens all day? I don't think it's something to last in these days.
Now who are you to make such a pronouncement?
Why, my name is Richard Sears. You don't know Richard Sears, the inventor of the Sears catalog, Sears, the giant warehouse company, the company doomed to go out of business 100 years from now because of not being able to keep up with the digital age? That's Sears? Why, I'm employing dramatic irony for comedic purposes. You don't know?
Oh yes, good show. Spiffing. Say, what feature film are we watching anyway?
It's called the Suffragette Cringe Compilation Number 12. One of my several harem wives recommended it. I believe it's about the suffragette stuff.
I'm so confused. Why can't I hear what they're saying?
Well, I think it's supposed to be like that. The words will come up on the screen later.
Golly gee, what a preposterous proposition.
I dare say, these errant distaff raise mine ear. If ere these wenches see this power, it shall be the final day of the sons of Adam.
Now, what the hell does that mean?
You know, I was just trying to lean into that historical dialect.
Oh, sir, this is the 20th century, not the 17th.
Well, look, man, what I was trying to say is, women be shopping.
Think of it like this, Edward. If we let women run our country, it'd be like letting them run our household. First, they take all our booze, and then they'd spend all our money.
Well, I don't know what kind of catches y'all got, but my girl's both fickle and loquacious. And another thing, I have had enough of your attitudes.
Could you all please shut up? I can't hear the movie.
And another thing, you were not supposed to hear the movie.
Now who are you?
Today's lesson has taught us something essential about the human condition. Too many people walk through life afraid to become involved. They want to make sure everything is perfect. They want to make sure everything is taken care of before they step into the role of helper. They like to see how easy it is to do everything for everybody else. I remember when I was younger trying to be like my brother, who just did whatever was asked of him because there was always someone else to do it for him. Now I'm trying to be like my old man because I know what it's like to be afraid. I know how hard it is sometimes to let go and just do what needs to be done. To silence those who talk in the movie theater. We've reached the end of our tale. It has all been spun out and we're all out of yarn. What did you think about this video? Please, leave your honest feedback in the comments below, or shoot me an email at dcw0039@auburn.edu. especially if you'd like to be included or featured in a future video. Remember, this Zoom Reunion project is all about your story. If you'd like to be featured in the way that Kleb was in this one, or, have your story told in some other way, be sure to reach out to me. I'll try to get everyone included as much as I can. And remember that this is just a test run. The future format may look a little bit different, but I'm very optimistic about the future of the channel and where things will be going from here. Hope to see you again soon. That's right, I can see you through the screen. I saw you pick your nose during this video. You disgust me. Sorry, I do it too. It's part of being human. What are you still watching this video for? Go send your feedback. Do your homework. Do something. Go outside. It's dark out right now, but this ought to come up soon. You're free to go. Bye-bye.